Had Gail Burstyn been arrested when the letters were immediately found, in other words, if the intercept had been truthful, this would have been 1983, 1982 when Peter Gabriel first contacted me. There might have been some interesting points of departure and discussion regarding such things as what I thought they were, what they really were, how they got by everybody for a while. But they didn't arrest Gail Burst. And so when somebody raises this issue, you know it's a sociology formula. It was military sociology. In other words, it's the people who wrote the letters trying to pin the tail on the donkey, to pointing the finger so they can get away with it and start circulating the proceeds. Members of the Black Panther are notorious for this sort of sociology. They identify me as white. Other issues are irrelevant. They're interpreted in light of that fact. It's called a strategy. You can see that the people pointing the finger were identified as the perpetrators and partnered up with. Ringo Starr used an agent named Greg Starr-Cynic, which is like arsenic, and Greg Carl as a partner of Sassamoda for the government of California when Donato Gilligan was mind blending the situation in preparation for Will Zell luring me to Mount Desert Island. It's a pathetic attempt to continue to entangle the issue in feminist pranks, which is all these juvenile sex acts. They pull one fish story out of the hat after another, these Texas veterans with their sad ass glory, you know, bondage over King Crimson's postcard and all this other stupid stuff. It's not really an interesting subject. I mean, it's obviously the one where I say pay me for my work and injuries. They say you had the letters. That that's in terms of actual guidance counseling. We're talking about someone who's introduced to me by the daughter of a magistrate who went to Bryn Mawr University, who was never arrested. To this day, she is at large. She's a rabbi now. And these people have a lot of gall saying I was somehow advised of what she was up to because of a bunch of love letters in which she encrypted these strange messages that did turn out to be military coding. They did turn out to be a huge attack by Israel on the United States, and I was targeted. And that's the real reason why Shifty and UW are so disloyal to the truth, because they hate America and they sided with Israel in this attack. That's the Black Panther Party in a nutshell these days. That's the fact. I don't say I want to say that. Don't go getting heapest with your bulldog posts. It's not something I want to say. It's fact in the matter. They talk about sociology and when really all they're doing is saying we want to torture somebody, for punish him for telling the truth about what happened. You're dealing with somebody who went immediately to responsible people when I understood there was a problem. When I had even identified responsible people, I wrote to Postal, Louis Lapham, and Peter Gabriel. I sent them a detail of what had happened in East End. Up until then, I was dealing with the madhouse of Pittsburgh. There's nobody you can tell in that madhouse. And it turned out that Yoko Ono was sneaking around with Amanda Harcourt at Pitt News, spreading really evil rumors among these vicious, maniacal, brutal, murderous car thieves. And Hillary Clinton and Yoko Ono as New York's power structure, with the help of people who should have been concerned that it was coming from Israel, murdered a girl outside the clubhouse with the help of Britain, Russia, and Pittsburgh politics, postal union politics. That's what they did. That's what they did. It's history. I mean, you can't erase the fact that they did this. And its logical basis is the idea that it's common sense that if the post office plants criminal behavior on your house and the governor authorizes your name to be scribbled on one of his bombs, that you should never be paid for your work and your injury because you're a white man. I'm deaf. I mean, the reason I say that isn't because I think somebody's going to compensate me. Since when does Toon pay to brutalize a child? It doesn't happen. It's because that's where I stand. I should be legally and ethically paid for my work and my injuries. And I don't intend to express my gratitude to the murderers who committed these genocides and then denied it because they come around with a gun and say, "You give me that queer ball." That's what they were doing to me when I was a child. That's they attacked me. It was a horrific blindside attack for no apparent reason. And Gail Burson didn't seem to be one of them. So, it could have been interesting, but it's not. It's a lot of pettifogging, miscreancy by lappers who just want to work somebody over because they're sick and psychotic. I guess they felt upstaged. I did write a poem with Peter Gabriel. Maybe that made them feel, oh, maybe they have wounded pride. I never got to do that.